So I just found out the boy who likes me, who I don't like back, is finally moving on from me because I rejected him. Maybe I was kidding. Maybe I do like you now. Maybe I'm liking someone else.
The saddest thing I've ever seen, and you never knew how much I really liked you. There's a hole in the bed. All I wanted was you.
Don't you understand? You're the other woman.
No! You're married to me! She's the other woman!
That yo.
Do you think it's easy for me to see you with somebody else?
You know what? Hey, you're the one who ended it, remember?
Yeah, because I was mad at you, not because I stopped loving you.
You still love me?
No.
You still love me?
And suddenly, there he was wearing Armani on Sunday. Mr. Big.
How could you play me? How could you play me, baby? You do me shady. You do me shady. All the options I had, I just wanted love. I can't keep letting you play me, I had enough.
The fucking thought of you with somebody else, I don't like that. Say.
Girls, let's talk about how rejection brings up obsession. For example, you're dating this guy, you don't really care about him, he's okay, but he likes you much more than you like him. And then suddenly he starts acting weird. He's pulling away, he's getting distant, and you start to get obsessed with this guy because he rejected you. You start to think like, he rejected me, he thinks I'm not good enough for him, I'm gonna prove him, I'm gonna show him. That's when you start to chase this man. That's when you start to get obsessed with this man, even if you didn't care about him at the first place. So what to do in this situation? You should give him the same energy he's giving you. You have to be even more distant. You have to ignore him even more. So he will get the same medicine and he will be chasing you again because he will see that his strategy not working. But in general, girls, what I have to say, that's not going to bring you happiness, right? If you think that this guy is not right for you at the first place, you have to listen your gut. You have to listen your intuition. Because if he's just playing games with you, if he's trying to make you obsessed with him by rejecting you, it doesn't mean that you like him. It doesn't mean that he's a good match for you. He's just playing these mind games. So you do the same, and I do recommend you cut this connection off. If you feel that he's playing games, that's not going to make you happy, girl.
If you've been rejected recently, this is for you. I'm Lily, a feminist dating coach, and I'm here to give you literally 4 steps that you are going to use to get over this situation, have your own back, and find the right people for you. And just to remind you, if you don't already know, you didn't mess up the right thing. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person, and you are also uniquely qualified for the love of your life. So you get to find what's right for you. Okay, the 4-step process. SOFT. Go soft with yourself. This is how you're going to stay out of the self-blame, self-esteem trap that happens a lot of times after you're rejected. Number 1, S, self-compassion. Self-compassion is not just going easy on yourself. It is a proven resource out of a 2014 study out of Stanford that is proven to reduce stress and increase resiliency. 2 things that you need to move on. Self-compassion sounds like sitting next to yourself on a park bench and giving yourself the exact words that a best friend would say to you that you think, oh my God, I really needed to hear that. If you were socialized to be hard on yourself to move ahead in this life, self-compassion might be difficult. That's why it's a challenge. It is a learnable skill. You don't have to be good at it right now. You just gotta practice being kind to yourself. That looks like literally putting a hand somewhere compassionate, like, and taking a deep breath, saying like, of course I'm struggling. I'm here for you. This is really hard right now. Acknowledging where you're at. Acknowledging where you're at and how you're feeling is going to allow you to process that feeling instead of becoming constipated with it. Number 2, own your needs. Owning your needs sounds like asking yourself, like, what do I need? And then giving it to yourself. Is it you need to put up the bat signal with a friend of like you're struggling and you need to go out right now and you need to text them, hey, can we go out right now? Hey, can we hop on the phone right now? Maybe it's a deep breath. All I need is a deep breath or a nap. Maybe I need to eat a good meal. Maybe I need to plan a little treat or a little vacation for myself if I have that availability. What do you need? Can you give it to yourself now? Go. Third, F, feel your feelings. This is hard to do and it can sound really nebulous, so I'm going to give you exactly how to do it. Feeling your feelings doesn't mean you're going to be trapped in them. It doesn't mean they're going to last forever. It doesn't mean you're being too self-indulgent. It means that you're paying attention to the information your body is giving and you're processing it. Feelings are bodily functions like poop. You got to process them to move on. So to feel your feelings, sit down, put your hands somewhere compassionate, take a deep breath. Notice where the feeling is in your body. Notice the shape it is or the texture it is or the color it is. And just pay attention. Being a loving witness means everything for this process. So instead of saying like, oh God, I hate this feeling, be like, this sucks right now. I'm here for you. I fill in the blank, shame, doubt. You can Google feelings wheel. If you have trouble naming your feelings, you can use a wheel to like identify the name of your feeling. And it really helps. Emotional granularity is that tool that's coined by Dr. Lisa Feldman Barrett, who found that the more precise emotion words we have to describe our experience, the more effective we are at moving through that experience and having our own back in the process, being kind to ourselves in the process. So just sitting with yourself, taking deep breaths, noticing that feeling, naming it, hey, saying, I'm willing to feel anything to be with you. There is nothing that you could say, do, or feel that would make me want to stop being your friend. Those are 2 thoughts by Coach Simone Soul that I love. So do that for 5 minutes and see how you feel. You're going to feel better. Then the final step, SOFT, thoughts, not facts. You got to recognize that the thoughts in your brain are just sentences. They're emotional interpretations. They're not real. So the idea of like, it's my fault or I'm somehow broken or I fucked this up too much. It's a thought, not a fact. Notice it. Say, that's a hard thought, not a fact. When you notice that thought, you can say, hey, thought, I see you. You're a thought, not a fact. And it will help. Don't go into toxic positivity land and trying to be like, oh, it's okay, everything's fine. That's not going to work. Your brain's not going to like that. So instead, once you go through SOFT, self-compassion, owning your needs, feeling your feelings, thoughts, not facts, you can then go to a more impactful, authentic reframe. Like, it might not be impossible that I haven't met the right person yet. And if you want more of this feminist as fuck dating advice, then go listen to the Date Brazen podcast. You've got this and I've got your back.
Harmless rejection breeds obsession. The best way to make a guy obsessed. I've spoken about this before, but since then I've gained so many followers and I want all the girlies to benefit from this hack. Before we get into it, I do want to say that this is a little bit toxic, so use with caution and not to hurt anyone. So, harmless rejection breeds obsession. What that means is that if you reject someone, but you give them a plausible, logical explanation as to why you had to do that, they will become obsessed with you. And this rejection can be anything. Like, it doesn't have to be a huge rejection like, I don't want to be with you. It can be super small things that will just add to their obsession. So I'll give you an example for a small one, and then I'll give you an example for a big one. An example for a small rejection would be to cancel a date, but then give a logical explanation as to why you did that. Like, oh, I forgot I was supposed to hang out with my friend. So you're canceling, but you don't leave them in the dark about why you did that. An example for a bigger rejection would be, we cannot happen because we're in the same friend group. And what if it gets really messy? Like, what if it causes drama between everyone? The group will suffer because of us. We don't want that. I promise you, in both of these situations, he will want it more. Good luck!